Coach, let's talk about Michigan and what they have to do offensively against Ohio State. But before we look ahead, let's look at what Michigan has done offensively up to the Ohio State game.
I want everybody to focus on those top two words, okay? Talent equated. That means you play a schedule, and I have the Wolverines schedule and Ohio State schedule up here. There's a couple games that you play, and it's just reality. You're going to face a couple teams every year at those kind of schools where the talent, you look across the sideline, they have the same players you have. For example, the Wolverines, they played one of the lightest schedules in college football. They've only faced one team that had similar players, the same players they have. That's no disrespect to the other teams. It's just reality. That's called recruiting. You look at Ohio State, it's a little bit different. They have a little more challenging non-conference schedule. They played Notre Dame when they were top 10. They have the same players Ohio State has, and then Penn State. So Ohio State had a little more difficult schedule. Wolverines had a lighter schedule, but I want to focus on, and big noon kickoff, our crew was there. Matt Leinart, Brady Quinn, Rob Stone, and Mark Ingram. We were there the last two games, and we witnessed this. So the first 9 games, very light schedule, they outscored the team. This is at halftime, 193 to 36. That's why I said they're the best first half team in college football. They didn't have to play the second half. The last 2 games, Penn State at Penn State, which is a huge win for them, and this past week at Maryland, the score at halftime was 37-19, so it's getting closer. Obviously, this one's going to be much closer. The play calls, this was amazing to me. The last half against Penn State, it was well documented. They ran about 30 straight times. Right. The first half against Maryland, this is not including the 2-minute. So combine the two, 49 run and 8 pass. That's the opposite of balance. When you get the talent equated, you can't do that. Right. If you do that, there's no chance. You have to be balanced. So talent equated to win the game. Here's, in my opinion, what they need to do. In the run game, you better get your quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, involved. He's an excellent runner. I know he's a little dinged up right now, but to have a good run game against an Ohio State defense, you have to get your quarterback involved. And I think this will be the difference in the game. If you can get that going and do a play action off the read zone, the read option, and the direct run, that's very difficult for a defense, especially a great defense like Ohio State, to defend. And then the final part, in these games, best players win games. Feature best players. And after watching them now up close and personal, disregard the first 9 games. Those don't count. The last 2 games, Blake Corum, Edwards are excellent. I'm not just talking about in the run game. Get them involved in the pass game. And then their tight end Loveland is a matchup nightmare for the defense. And Roman Wilson is fast. Get him the ball. This is what they have to do to win the game in what? In a talent-equated game, which is what's going to happen Saturday.
No doubt positives about getting the quarterback involved in the run game. What about negatives?
The negatives are when you're facing a team that you're overmatched, stay away from that. Because if that quarterback rolls an ankle and you're playing, all due respect to UNLV, Bowling Green, I mean, have it ready. We would always have it in our hip pocket. If for some reason you're in the fourth quarter in a fight, do what you got to do to win the game. But I would save him for the talent-equated games. And by the way, this is a talent-equated game.
Along the same lines, if you don't run him, you have it in your back pocket, but you never use it, does it hurt you when you think it might be an integral part of the game plan?
Yeah, we would, especially when I'll do, once again, respect everybody. When you're facing a team that's as good as you are, everything plays faster.
Right.
And so I would try to simulate that at practice when good on good, not tackle people because you're going to get guys hurt. But those reads, guess what? They happen much faster. As you're, doing a play action pass, everything's coming at you much faster. So you better practice it, because if it's not ready, obviously, against good, fast, athletic people, it will show up.
If JJ is going to be part of the run and the pass game, he's probably the most important person on that team against Ohio State.
After watching the Wolverines up close and the Buckeyes up close, this guy will be the difference. I think Ohio State's got an excellent offense now. The Wolverines have been up and down. If this kid plays on fire, they have a chance to win. If he doesn't, I don't think they have a chance.